I'm going to show you how to draw letters in graffiti style. This style is called a throwy because you have to throw it up quickly on a wall. So you will need a piece of copy paper and a pencil and colored pencils. So the first thing you're going to do is just write out the word in pencil. You can do this in uppercase letters. So today we're going to write the word community. So just write the word out. Uppercase is fine. And try not to write too dark because we're going to erase all of this eventually. Okay, the next step is to outline your letters. So the style that I showed you in the beginning is a bubble letters. So we're going to outline the word in bubble style. And this student, she made them really chunky, so fat letters. And they can overlap, it's okay. If they touch each other, that's fine. And this M has kind of like a rounded bottom. So whatever word you choose to do, you can kind of make the lettering in that style. So community might make you feel light and happy. So the letter style is kind of like a bubble letter. If it was a harsh word like hate, you might use like a harsher, more straight line. So again, it's all right if it overlaps. The I is going behind the N, and that's okay. Okay, now I have the outline of my letters. I'm gonna add a drop shadow. So the same way you draw a vanishing point when you're using 1-point perspective, draw a vanishing point here and draw some lines coming off your letters. So they go from the edge of your letter to the vanishing point for every letter. So for the Y, that's this shape, and then you're going to close it off here. For the T, goes down here, close it off. So it's going to make it look 3D. So from this point on the I to there, and then close it. You can also follow the bottom of the line like a parallel. So for every letter, we're going to make it look 3D. And when you get to the center, the lines are going to change direction. So this takes some practice, but you'll get it eventually. So you're following the parallel to the bottom of the letters. Okay, and the O. And the C. All right, now it's time to erase some of the details. You can also add more shapes. So like if you want to create a drip effect, this the drawing I originally showed you has a drip. You can put some drips on there, like it's melting. That's one effect that graffiti artists use. another effect is like you can add some shapes onto your letters. So like an arrow can be seen a lot in graffiti. So another arrow here maybe. And another bubble coming off. A few more bumps here. Okay, now we're gonna erase all these guidelines that we used when we were making the letters 3D, because it's just a guide and now we have it, so we can erase. Okay, now it's time to choose your color scheme. So I like bright colors for the word community. So the first thing we're gonna do is outline, and then we'll color it. So take your black colored pencil and choose 2 more colors for the word. So I'm going to use yellow and orange, and that's it. So I'm going to outline my letters. So take the black, go around, your outline. So around the arrow, and you want to incorporate the drips. So incorporate means include. So you're going to include the drips and shade in your drop shadow black. Sometimes I like to make the drips look 3D, so like I'll add some circles and not touch those circles. And maybe this has like a 3D shiny effect too. Okay, so keep going on all your letters. Oops, I forgot to add the drip. That's okay. If you mess up, just improvise. That's what graffiti artists do too. If they mess up, they just keep going, because you can't erase spray paint. And when graffiti artists do a throwie, they have to work really quickly, so if they mess up, they just keep on going. And there's my drip. It's my U. And if you disguise the letters a little, if they don't look exactly like the letters you originally had, that's okay, because graffiti artists also disguise their letters so that people who don't know them can't tell what letters they're using. That's a common graffiti method. All right, that's my eye and the drip, and I'll do a 3D effect here. Okay, it's almost time to shade. And this is my Y for community. I got a big drip here. And this would be 3D also, so I'm just going to add a little bit of a shadow on some of these letters that are on the left side, or sorry, the right side. Okay, now I'm going to erase my original pencil so we can add some cool shading. So the word that we originally started with is going to disappear now. And now we have our bubble letters. Okay, the last step is to shade. So I'm going to start with yellow at the top, and it's going to become orange at the bottom. So take your yellow and go through 2/3 of your letters, because we're going to blend it with the orange. So go a little bit below halfway. Halfway would be here. So if you go a little below halfway, we can shade it with the orange, or blend it. So run it through all the letters. Try not to just touch this base. Like this is the background, so we're not gonna touch these two holes. My hand's hurting, so I'm trying to take a break. Okay, last step. After you've colored all your letters, take your second color. So choose colors that are similar. These are close together on the color wheel, so orange and orange and yellow will work well together. So now I'm going to blend up from the bottom. One trick I use sometimes is to turn it upside down, and then you can blend faster going the opposite way. So this time, run it up through 2/3 of the letters going the opposite way. And that way you'll have like a fade from orange to yellow. So that a fade is called a gradient. So you can play around, like you can shade some parts and not other parts. I'm shading this arrow, but I'm not going to shade the black. And I'm going to shade this drip over here. I forgot to shade these black. So I'm going to shade this orange. I'm going to leave a little bit of the drip. Just leave it white. And I'm going to shade this black. All right, now we're going to turn it around again. And we have our word, community, in graffiti style.